Thanks to tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and Rayloom, I can confidently say now that I am designing and developing websites in Webflow faster than I ever have. In this video, I'm going to roll back the curtain and break down my top AI hacks that I've implemented in my web design and development workflow that has allowed me to dramatically increase my per project profitability while providing much better client service and, I would argue, higher quality work than ever before. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Bailey Canning. I'm an independent marketing strategist, web designer, and Webflow developer based in beautiful Denver, Colorado. And like I said in the intro, today I'm breaking down all the AI hacks I've implemented in my workflow over the past 2 years roughly that I think if you're a web designer or developer, you're also going to find very helpful and impactful. At the risk of sounding like a tech bro, I have to say that AI has dramatically changed my web design and web development workflow for the better. And honestly, these days, I don't even feel like there's a need to hire an additional freelancer or bring on any other team members based on what I want out of my business. Because with these AI tools we're about to look at, I can genuinely say I feel like I am producing the work that a couple years ago would have taken a team of probably 3 or 4 people. I do want to caveat the fact that I don't believe these AI tools are anywhere near the point where you can just set it and forget it and have them develop an entire website and strategy for your clients. They make mistakes, they hallucinate information, and honestly, sometimes they just make things completely up. My general review here is that you should use these tools responsibly. You do need to check its work, you do need to double check, and you do need to use your human intuition in order to ensure that it's actually going to be benefiting your clients in the long run. So let's get into it. Let's talk about all the AI hacks I've implemented in my web design and development workflow. In the strategy phase, at the start of a client project, especially if I was unfamiliar with its industry or its business model, I would have to do lots of research on Google to try and find articles that would help me inform myself about the client's business, its industry, its competitors, things of that nature. Now with AI and specifically ChatGPT, I will use Chat as if it's a business coach that has been brought in on the client side to brief me all about its industry, its market, the challenges it's facing, the opportunities in the market, the competitors, ways to stand out. And now with that research process, I'm also able to ask follow-up questions and get personalized answers tailored to the project and my specific questions. This has just made me much more confident in dealing with clients and much more prepared, I would say, for the client. This has helped me dramatically not just speed up this entire research process, but ultimately develop a better strategy because of it. The second most important AI hack I've implemented in the strategy phase, but really this runs through the entire client engagement, is going to be AI-generated meeting summaries and action items. Specifically, I use the AI summarizer that is built into Zoom. I actually got a paid Zoom plan specifically for this feature. And I like Zoom's take on it much better than any of the other tools, especially the third-party tools where there's always a bot in your chat. And I just feel like that makes it really awkward and will make some people even feel uncomfortable. After using this for nearly a year at this point, it is able to generate fantastic, very detailed meeting summaries, and it's also able to develop action items specifically for all the different parties who are involved in the discussion. In my view, this is one of the best use cases for AI at the moment. It helps me be super organized for every single client project, makes it so that I don't even need to take notes anymore, so I can be much more present with my clients, which helps me have better ideas and a better conversation. And now, instead of needing to spend 15, 20, 30 minutes after a client meeting summarizing everything and putting together a recap email, now it literally takes me 5 minutes and the client can be confident in me because they know I'm very organized. Next, let's talk about the design phase. So there are many things I use AI here for as well. Number one, first and foremost, and this is probably not going to be coming as much a surprise, I do use it for copywriting. However, I don't use ChatGPT for copywriting. Instead, I use Claude AI for copywriting because I find that Claude is much, much better than ChatGPT when it comes to copywriting. Claude is much more human sounding. It's able to change its writing style a lot more based on the prompts you give it. So certainly you can't use it out of the box necessarily to write great copy. But what I do is I start a new client project in both ChatGPT and Claude. Whenever I take on a new client, I will then upload tons of documents to serve as a knowledge base. These are things like research documents, client avatars, branding documents. And then as the chatbot, along with all the direction I give it for specific copywriting prompts, is able to really generate fantastic copy, very on brand. And quite honestly, although I did consider myself a fairly good copywriter, I would regularly get good compliments from clients on my copywriting. The copywriting compliments have skyrocketed ever since I've used Claude. So honestly, I think that speaks for itself. And now I'm able to generate the copy much faster for my clients. I've actually taken over writing all the copy. So now my clients, when they hire me to build a website for them, they don't even need to worry about the copywriting aspect. All they need to do is read it and give me their feedback. Honestly, many times they don't even have much feedback because Claude is doing such a good job. And this is just a huge value add, not just for me as someone who's now able to deliver this service to my clients, but now they don't even need to worry about providing the copy for their projects. This has dramatically improved my profitability per project because I'm now able to offer full copywriting for every website project, which is a huge value add for the clients. And the risk of delays has dramatically gone down because I'm the one who's responsible for handling the copy. I don't want you to think that I'm completely outsourcing this to Claude and just copying and pasting it into Figma. I read all the copy, I revise the copy, and the way I approach it is I always will ask it to give me like 10 or 15 different headline ideas and several different body text ideas, and then from that I will mix and match accordingly. When it comes to developing the UX wireframes for the website project, which are essentially high-level blueprints detailing the content structure and layout of every single section on every single page, over the past year or so, I've been using Rayloom's AI website generator, so it will help me based on the sitemap I give it and more details about the client project. Then it's able to generate a UX outline for every single page. I will then edit that outline to make sure that the content structure fits what I am envisioning, and then it'll automatically generate the UX wireframes. It's very generic, it's nowhere near as good as Claude or even ChatGPT, I would say, but it still does give the clients a very good understanding of what each section is going to entail. And then from there, you're able to edit the sections as well, but you still don't have as much full control as you would in Figma. So I eventually will bring this into Figma, but this just saves me so much time because beforehand I had to manually set up all these wireframes in Figma and think of everything off the top of my head. Whereas now I am very confident that the UX structure is good. Obviously, again, it probably only gets me about 60% of the way there and I still need to edit things, but a process that would have taken me probably 5 or 6 hours now takes me about an hour. When it comes to design, what I will have Claude do is generate an entire design brief. Think of it like an internal document where it'll help me generate font recommendations, it'll help me generate a color palette, and it will also give me several different design ideas to explore in terms of textures, design elements, and just the overall look and feel we're going to go for. This is very helpful because it's just a huge brain dump based on everything I know about the client. And then from there, I'm able to research and put together my own designs. So this just gives me so many additional ideas that I would never have thought about previously and makes the entire design ideation phase so much easier and faster. In terms of design feedback, and this is especially important if you're a solo entrepreneur such as myself, where you work alone, it can be hard to get feedback on your work versus working at an agency. I find it to be very helpful, and another great use case for Claude here is to, while I'm designing these wireframes, to constantly be uploading screenshots to it, and it will give me very detailed design feedback in terms of if, based on the creative brief and the direction the client has stated they want to go in, whether or not they think that is going to be in line with it. It'll give me detailed feedback, and then it will often give me areas and ideas to consider for improvement. So it's an invaluable resource for getting design feedback as well. The main things I used AI for in the development phase is going to be troubleshooting. So for example, whenever I'm trying to build something out in Webflow that's a bit more complex and not based around a standard Rayloom component. For example, I was recently helping one of my clients build out a new hamburger menu for the website, but I was running into some issues with it. So I was using Claude to help troubleshoot it, and it did help me a lot by just helping me double check things, pointing out things I didn't consider, and providing alternative solutions to develop it better in Webflow. So I find specifically when it comes to troubleshooting things, it's really good for helping you with custom animations, interactions, and other sorts of effects on the website, not so much with general development purposes. Although if you were running into bugs, it would be very helpful for that as well. Now, I know these tools are great for coding, but being in Webflow, I don't really need to mess with code all that much, quite honestly. However, it is very helpful on the occasions where I do need custom code, in the case where the Webflow designer is just not going to be able to do what I want the website to do natively. These tools are great at writing custom code based on your structure and all the classes you already have implemented, and then you can just simply copy and paste it into Webflow, and then you can get some fantastic code to really extend the functionality of the Webflow designer and do things that are just not natively possible. However, before AI, you would have needed to hire a developer to do this, or you would have had to search through countless forums and hope that someone's already developed this custom code based on the same use case. Ladies and gentlemen, so that is the video for today. These are the top AI hacks I've implemented in my workflow to date. Let me know if I missed anything. I feel like I probably am. I would love to hear from you in the comments how you're using AI in your web design and development workflow, and honestly, where you see the industry going in 5, 6, 7 years from now with AI clearly here to stay. As always, if you enjoyed the video, comment, subscribe. It helps me out. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one.